Namaste, beautiful souls. Adrian here of Ancient Great Life, psychic medium, regression hypnosis practitioner, and I just wanted to do a quick reading for you just to see what we've got for the rest of September before I do your October readings. Okay, so October readings are going to come next, and obviously if you subscribe and you hit the notification bell, you get notified when that happens. To all of you, if it's your first time here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. And to all of you that are supporting my channel you know the ways in which you can support a YouTube channel. For all of you that's doing that, I really want to thank you very much, including watching the readings until the end, because it really does help my channel to grow. So know that I appreciate it, and may a wonderful blessing find you in your life. All right, so before we go into anything else, Taurus, so this reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascending. Hey, cross watchers. We're first going to get you just a card to see what you've been doing well so far, what it is that you want to carry on, what is sort of like the good stuff the universe want to let you know. Six of Air, which is the Six of Swords, okay? So this is a space, Taurus, of some of you may have been doing this at the moment, or some of you might need to hear this at the moment. This is about flying above the drama, all right? All the sort of things in life that are happening. This is you, in a sense, Taurus, ascending to a new level, all right? So maybe you were a people's pleaser at a stage, maybe there was a little bit of a lack of confidence there. But I feel that for many of you, remember this is a general reading, but I feel that for some of you, Taurus, there was that space where to keep the peace, you may have sort of let certain things slide, let certain things say, maybe pretend not to hear, not say anything. But I feel that you kind of got, fed up of that. And there's a sense of raising above the things that are sort of making your emotions feel bad, feel bad in your emotions. And there's a sense of that, it's like a seeing yourself for the greater value of who you've always been, and raising up with that, and not being affected by things that may have affected you so strongly before. In your current space, you have got the world. So this is, again, so this goes quite beautifully with that in actual fact, because this is a space of wrapping things up. All right, this is a space of Taurus, you've learned your lessons, you've done what you needed to do, you played out your soul contracts. Say for example, when you're done at a job, when you're done at a job, it doesn't really matter how you leave the job, you're going to have a box or some kind of container, and you're packing up your stuff and your plant and your lamp and your special stapler and eraser and whatever. This is a space of tying up those knots here for you. And this is what's happening for many of you at the moment. Because remember, this is happening in energy. So some of you could also be feeling almost like life is almost pushing you in certain directions, and when you kind of think of a cartoon where you're sort of like pushed in one direction, and you're like sort of like putting your heels down and you're trying to stop it, but life is just sort of like pushing. But when we understand that we are life, because I think sometimes we have this idea, all in all, I get a very beautiful light feeling here, which I love, because I know for some of you, you've gone through a really crap stage there at a point, so, and it was quite a long stretch as well. So this is that last bit of that stretch coming to an end, and there is a bit of a direct influence there for you. I was looking, where did I scratch myself? Goodness. Knight of Swords. All right. Be careful, Taurus, of being sort of like a little bit impulsive here. Let's rather put it like this. Practice when you get an idea. Now, nobody's saying that you shouldn't do what you are motivated to do and inspired to do, but just before you do, just for a moment, just pause and just check in with yourself and just make sure, am I really following my light here? Am I still following my light here? Hey, FSK, am I still following my light, or did I just get a little bit impulsive? All right, just do that little check-in for you before you go forward, Taurus. Okay, let's see. So in your foundation, and this is quite lovely, with the Eight of Pentacles there, this is you building new stuff. You will also encourage, Taurus, to practice those things that, that sort of make you feel good, to practice those things that I'm going to encourage you not to think money. You know, don't think money, don't think time, don't think any of those things. Whatever sort of makes your heart feel good, you know, whenever you do it. Because when you do that and you immerse that, you automatically raise your vibration, which means a lot of things automatically come to you, including money, you know. So if you may be anything like me, you'll get yourself like a new sort of like, you know, aquarium, like fish tank, and you can maybe spend some time, whatever, painting the back and putting in some plants and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So you are being encouraged to really live your passion. Because and if you get an idea, it's almost like there's inspired ideas that's coming up here for you, Taurus. It might be the same thing coming up over and over, lots of people speaking about it. Maybe you've got very beautiful dreams. I saw 555 there, which is new beginnings, in numerology. But whatever it is that's, you know, that you sort of get that nudge, maybe you're suddenly interested in, I don't know, maybe color or something like that, you know. Maybe you develop a sudden interest in something like driftwood, for example. Whatever the case may be, I would follow that, because it's like that little divine nudge that it's pushing you in the direction of your light. All right, there, yeah, look at it in the recent past with the death card over there. There's a lot of release that has taken place. There's a lot of things that were holding you back, Taurus. And here's the thing, that when we do that inner work, that inner sort of spring cleaning within ourselves, is that, you know, there's so many things that we're holding on to. So let's say you've got a negative pattern within yourself, which could be something that you took on or you learned from your parents, or could have been in your generations for yonks and yonks and yonks. So, but what happens is, especially when we've got a subconscious pattern that we're not aware of. So first of all, it still has an impact on our life, but because it's in the subconscious, you know, it's part of our energy. It's part of our overall makeup, and sometimes to suppress that also takes energy. And when you let that go, it actually opens the space for a lot of wonderful things to come through for you. Okay. Through that gateway, because the thing to remember is that you are the gateway. It's your energy that determines how much life can support you. All right. For those of you that might be interested also in psychic development and mind unlocking, over October and November, I've got an online course for that, which is really, really incredible. It's all the information is on my Facebook page, and there's a link for my Facebook page in the description if you're interested. Okay. Overall influence for you at the moment with the Page of Wands, there's a change here. Many of you, it's not just that you want to have a different experience of life. In this case, that's why this came out in my past life regression. I love past life regression. It's like, if I don't read tarot, that's normally what I do, and I do online sessions. I love it. There's a sense here of, this is almost like the emotions heading in a different direction. I would really pay close attention to my thoughts at the moment, because there are so many signs that are coming in for you at the moment, Taurus. Such beautiful divine signs that are coming in for you. The universe is trying to speak to you in any possible way that you are able to sort of conceive, you know. So here's the thing. Sorry, my apologies. So here's the thing, and this is where sometimes people kind of you know, my best friend always says a little knowledge can actually be counter your disadvantage. So let's say that, you know, the universe normally communicates to you in this way, you know, then sometimes people are just set to this is how they want to get it. But if you can open yourself to receive communication in whatever way that it comes through, then it can come to you quite easily and effortlessly, because I feel that the essence of life, Taurus, is communicating to you in multiple ways. And whichever way you're going to receive it, it's perfectly fine. There's not a more right way and a less right way sort of thing. And the way for you to get into the space where you receive that message, you know what you sometimes call like a psychic sort of download, basically. The way that you get it is by following that little nudge, that little thing that makes you feel good, that makes you feel happy. It doesn't matter what it is, you know, whether it is planting plants, looking at plants, I don't know, like for me, if I can't make a fish tank, I will go on YouTube videos and look at koi ponds or something like that. You know, it's just interesting. And so whatever it is that gives you that little nudge, that beautiful thing, I will follow that, because as you do, it's how it opens more for you. Look at this. When we're looking at the rest of September for you, this is emotional abundance, emotional alignment, that sense of place, that sense of being, that sense of peace, that sense of direction. You know, this is wonderful. This is you being very much at home in your own skin. So if you've maybe been feeling sorry, I'm now interrupting myself now, but if you look at that page of wands, your direct influence at the moment, taking you to the king of wands, you are being led to your light, you are being led to your north, you're getting to the end of the tunnel. You know, this is that space where we get to the end of the tunnel. It's sort of like the 11th hour sometimes that feels a little bit flippity-floppity. Okay, overall energy, you've got the chariot. This is about moving forward and moving forward prosperously. All right, because this is that potential that we are all born with, unlocking within yourself, Taurus. But the reason why it's unlocking and the reason why it's assisting you is because I can sense here that you have got a very clear understanding and a very good sense of rapport with your light side and your dark side. Double one, double one. I mean, really, you can't make this up. New beginnings. Amazing. All right, so this is a sense of you moving forward. And I like this, Taurus, because this is a little bit of an attitude. Well, I wouldn't say like an attitude, a mindset of, you might still have a sense of respect for what other people say and think and their opinions and stuff like that. But this is a space where your opinion of yourself and your life becomes more important than that of others. And that is when our life begins to change. All right. Let's see what we have. Okay. So, if God could send you an email, He would let you know there were the Three of Cups. There's many reasons to celebrate that's coming about for you. This is about meeting up with your soul family, like friends becoming family. You know, for some of you, maybe you felt sort of maybe lonely. You maybe felt a little bit alienated and isolated and, almost like you're on the path alone. And some of you might have, and I hear it quite quickly, sort of like barking up the same tree, like what's the point of this love and light practice and doing your best and, whatever, trying to be a good person, maybe going to therapy or something like that. And what is the point? The point is not only just to find the beauty of yourself, but there's this, because your energy is changing. So you are aligning with better serving energy. There's people coming in that are sort of, they're more sort of like, birds of a feather. They're on your sort of level. They support you. You've got the same sort of ambitions and outlook in life. And so it's wonderful because obviously with energy, the more energy there's together, the stronger the energy is. It's like, I don't know, it's like a fire. There's a little flame on a match, but if you put like 100 matchsticks together, it's a much bigger flame. So there's that sense of soul family coming in for you. Not necessarily love, could be, but not necessarily love, even though I do see that. This is more like your soul family, what I call it my cosmic siblings. Okay, let's see. There is still some healing taking place. There might be still a little bit of something that you need to look at, that some of you might be saying, I'm not going to look at that, whatever. Now, I don't want to be contradictory to what I said right in the beginning there with Six of Air. Remember, we were speaking about raising above the drama, that sort of things. But even the wonderful thing about raising above the drama is because you get sort of more of a, almost like a peripheral, objective sort of view, of yourself, of your life, of your patterns. And it's also, it's very, very good. And I'm a Cancerian. I can be very much in my emotions sometimes. But when I learn to look at my life almost objectively, almost like I'm looking at someone else's life, and it's not a lack of love, it's actually more love because, I'm not being blinded sort of like by my natural bias. Then you get to sometimes see, so that is what I need to do and that is what I need to focus on. And so you're encouraged to do that little bit by little bit. You don't have to do it all at once. All right, no need to overwhelm yourself here. Some of you are a little bit afraid of love. You're afraid of love, and also there's an overall here, there's a sense of maybe being a little bit scared to trust, which could be holding many of you back. Maybe you had some big disappointments, but there's a hesitancy here when it comes to trust, and that hesitation is, it's holding you. It could be holding you back there a little bit. Okay. FSK, I see that, but I do think that you're on your way from 3D to 5D, so just saying, okay? Yeah, this is a sense of, there's wonderful things that can come together here for you, for you, Taurus. So just that one little thing that you know, and you know what, I mean, I get this. Sometimes it's that challenging thing, that one thing that you would rather not look at, that is usually the one thing that's holding you back. All right. And sometimes we find a lot of reasons around it. Oh, it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm in light. I'm spiritual. Doesn't matter. It's okay. That sort of thing, etc., etc. Remember, just because you're not physically with someone, you're not talking, you can be on different continents of the world, energy is the same. If you've got an energy tie, let's say that you've got an energy tie with an astronaut who's going, say, maybe into orbit, and they're going to be, say, gone for 2 months or something like that, and you're on planet Earth, you know, that energy connection is still there. It's not lessened because they're in orbit. It's still there, all right? And you don't want that to hold you back, because respectfully, it could still be a little bit of a self-sabotage pattern there that could be holding you back. And here's the thing about self-sabotage, because in the subconscious, it comes out in beautiful ways. Beautiful ways you'd never imagine. It looks like a cupcake with sprinkles, okay? I will just breathe in and have the willingness to, and this is what I would normally do. I will say, whatever it is that is not serving my greatest good, all right? Hi, Washington, D.C. I'm in Cape Town in South Africa. Whatever it is that's holding me back, that which I'm consciously aware of and that which I'm not consciously aware of, I am willing to release, and that is what's being suggested there for you with your outcome as well. I am willing to release all of that which is holding me back, that which is not serving the greatest good. I'm willing to release with love and with peace for the greatest good of all. And also, just because you're releasing, and just because, you know, you might need to learn a lesson, and this is something that I will encourage you very strongly to set out there in life. Just because you learn a lesson doesn't mean that it has to be this overwhelming thing that you have to lock yourself in a room for 5 days and avoid all sunlight and that sort of thing because you are purging. You know, I think when it comes to purging and releasing, yes, they can be very, very difficult things, but sometimes people go a little bit to town with that. You don't need to do that, all right? Remember, you are Earth sign, Taurus, and you've got the Earth to help you. Go outside, touch the Earth if possible, even looking at a picture of the Earth, connecting with that Gaia love, because remember, you are connecting with that energy. All right. And also something to remember, Taurus, is that we as human beings form part of how the Earth expresses life. When I first heard this, when I first got this concept, I literally burst into tears, because a couple of billion years ago there was nothing. Planet Earth didn't exist. It was just gases and you know, sort of like dust particles. Eventually that got together with gravity, it formed planet Earth. For many years there was just planet Earth. And then a couple of billion years ago, life started to spring forth from the earth. Animals, plants, and eventually us, you know. So think of the earth almost like your birth mother. You know, in general, your mother wants you to do well. All right. Let's get you a message from the universe there, Taurus, to just grab for your reading. 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Magician. This is so good. 10 of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Magician. All right. Family life. Maybe some of you could have been doing well, maybe financially and at the job and all those type of things, but maybe your family life suffered a little bit. And that is one of the beliefs that we sometimes have when it comes to abundance. Say, for example, in order to be too successful with money, I don't have time for my family. I have to work myself halfway to death. And that's a belief that I had for many years. Don't have to have it. All right. For me, this card is always like that big heart desires that we have that seem so unattainable while it's coming to you. And you're creating a whole new world for you, a whole new existence, a whole new sense of being. You're at the space right now. It is also the full moon right now, depending on where you are, either today or tomorrow. But this is a space where you can create whatever it is that you want to have in life, whatever it is that you want to have. You know, it's almost like life has got a blank slate at the moment, sitting with a pen, waiting and saying, Taurus, what would you like to have? How can I almost like impress you next? Okay. Right, so just going to finish off for you with a crystal oracle card, which you can take into October. Also remember, I'm doing those October readings for you next. So if you're not subscribed, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified. But you've got Kuprite, rites of passage. All right. Kuprite is that energy that it's almost like let me make an example. So let's say, for example, you bought a house, let's say you bought a house or property or whatever, and you've got one of those really amazing estate agents who doesn't just want to make the sale and get sort of like, you know, like the profit, but actually wants you to be happy. I'm very happy. I'm very blessed because I live in an apartment where my landlord actually wants me to be happy. It's amazing. It makes all the difference. But Kuprite is almost like that person that instead of saying like, oh, I know the gate is stuck and that sort of thing, they're going to actually go and fix it for you so that you never even need to know that it was a problem in the first place. That is what Kuprite does. It cleanses our energy in such a way that things are very smooth sailing and problems just don't come up. Okay. So, Taurus, I hope that resonates for you. I hope that helps you, and I'll see you next time for your October reading.